Carre Blanc. So I'd like to ask you a couple of questions, and then I'll open it up to the audience. First off, can you talk about the passage in the beginning, which weaves its way throughout the film, about the mother bear? Where's that come from? Is that from a literary source, or?
I try to speak in English, or if you want to speak in French. I don't know what you prefer. English, I think. So I try to explain that in English. It's not very easy for me, but I will try. The story of the beast for me is the same thing. The story of the human being. The mother of the cube is like the mother of the child. And it's a story of the mother. She takes care of his cube. And she decides to leave him, to get him strong. And for her, it's the one solution to
allows you to survive.
To get to survive, like my main character in the movie.
And of course, I think the burning question is, you made a very densely layered, institutionalized world. But why croquet?
Okay. When I wrote the script, I was thinking about the football in the world. Okay, and I told myself, if an alien come in our earth and describe how this sport is important, and he doesn't understand why. Okay, so if you don't understand why the cricket is important in my world, it's because an alien doesn't understand why the football is important in your earth.
We have any questions here? Let's see. Yes, up there.
As much as it's indebted to the ideas behind sort of like the TV show The Prisoner, I love the locations in this. So I was wondering how long it took you to actually scout the various locations you shot in for those buildings.
I like The Prisoner like you. For the architecture on the movie, it's a mix between different cities in Europe. Liège, Luxembourg City, and Paris. And there is no special effect on this city, you know? It's only the way I shoot this building. For me, it was very important to put the context for the character, to find a world very close to Earth, but with a little twist with the camera. It's what I try to do it.
Yes.
It seems the performances generally in the film are generally not a lot of expression. So how did you go about directing the actor then?
For me, the most important things for the actor is to be sober. If you are sober, no, sober? Sorry. I try to progress in English, I'm sorry. Straight. It's just to be straight. And I told, okay. I understood now. Subtle. Okay. Sorry. I just told them, okay, you have no dialogues because we are in a world where nobody speaks. It's impossible to speak each other, and it's possible to explain to his wife or explain to his friend what's the matter. So in this world, nobody speaks. So it's the same thing where they are in their apartment, when they are in the love story, they can't speak. So I told them, okay, be sober, not straight, be subtle. And it was a simple indication. But for an actor, it's easier like this, because he understands how his character is after. Because he understands it's not a show, it's not a performance, just to be a character with simplicity.
What else do we have? Yes, in the center there.
How intentional was the main character's resemblance to Barack Obama?
No, it's Barack Obama looks like him.
Actually, you cast this. This film you've been working on this for quite a while, because when I was in Berlin last year, so this was February of last year, I saw a promo for it. I was trying to see if it would be ready for our last festival. So, I mean, how long has it taken you to make this film?
It's funny because it's unbelievable, it's insane. We passed maybe 3 years after the first shooting to try to finish this movie, because we haven't enough money, we haven't all the sequences, all the scenes, and after I like the editing, so I stay a very long time on editing, because for me it's so important, like the script. You can refine the script if you don't stay a long time on the editing.
And I have to thank the sales agent for showing that little clip to me 2 years ago, pretty much.
Thank you.
Because it's stuck in my mind. I couldn't wait to see how what they do. Ken will show you a promo, so they show you like maybe 5 minutes of just sequences, not really a trailer, and those images really stuck with me. I want to know how it would flesh out to 90 minutes. Okay, what else do we have here? Yes, on the side.
Could you explain the significance of the numbers, counted down, and all the packaging on the hamburger?
Sure. It's for me the numbers. It's a countdown. I think you understand that. It's a countdown. It's a fatal countdown, okay? And it's a numeric fatal countdown, like a big computer, okay? And if you watch the number, the 0 is like a square, okay? And I told myself when I finished the editing, okay, this 0, like a square, is a life. Is your life, is my life. It's nothing. It's just a number. And this number disappears after another number and another number. And it's what we are, just a white square on a big number, on a big dashboard with a lot of number.
And then actually, the second question I believe was about the meals and the meat.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so great, it's good.
Okay. If you watch the meals, the character on the meals is cut like a square. Okay, it's the same thing. It's a piece of meal, and it's a number in the same time. Okay, so it's a white square.
Yes, you're in the front row.
So it was a romantic drama after all. My question is, what difference does it make that he ends up seeing them?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
What difference does it make that you see them?
What difference?
Does it make that you see them?
That you see the ones with the white eye?
At the end, pourquoi il peut les voir à la fin?
Quelle différence ça fait qu'il les voit?
Okay. Obviously, it's a love story. No, believe me, it's a love story, okay? Okay, I think it's a love story. But for me, it's really important to see the same things at the end, because they can continue together if they can't see the same thing, because now they are in a new life, and the life they have now, it's unbelievable for them, because it's a life of violence, it's a life of rebellion, so now they have to pay the price. And if they are not able to see the same things, it's impossible for them on the future to survive together.
And yes.
Can you discuss what you're trying to convey with the voices over the intercom?
L'époque quand on entendait l'annonce publique bizarre, c'était quoi, qu'est-ce qu'il veut dire?
Okay.
C'est quoi le sens?
For me, this world is afraid about the silence. Okay? And it's impossible for them to speak each other, but it's impossible to live in a world with the silence, because they are afraid about the silence. And we know we are in a fatal countdown, and this loudspeaker give more information on the stupidity of this world. The croquet, the procreation, the family value, and it was very important for me to show how this world is stupid and cruel, and at the end of the day, maybe a little bit comic.
And everyone else here. You and then.
I was wondering why the whole human resources from hell, with this specialty, tests that they go on that usually end up in either death or humiliation. So what was that all about?
This test exists. No, this test exists.
Okay.
If you learn, if you are on a big company, you can find this kind of test. Okay, not the test against the wall. It's another test. I've learned this test with on the dictature, with the military dictatures. They do that. They did that on the rebel, and that takes the idea, and I find the solution to back up on the wall after on the script. But they put the guy on the wall, and they beat him because it was impossible for him to back up, to go back. And it was very important for me to find the solution, and find the solution for another test, because these tests are so stupid. If you can find a solution with a stupid test, it shows how this world is stupid. So, so for me, it was like it was very important to have this test, not because it's funny, because it's cruel or violent, but it was very important because if I show this test, if I can show you how it's stupid, it's like the loudspeaker. We have a total context, one thing, and one thing, and one thing, and we understand how this world is stupid and how, for me, it's close our world.
There's one last question. Yes.
My concern is also about the tests.
Was there one last question? All right, yes, you, sir.
So what was the solution to the hold on to the electrical?
There is no solution, so it's just a sadism.
There's one more question right behind you. Yes.
I wanted to ask, there were definitely a few favorite moments of mine in that movie. What was your favorite moment as a director to have the same
It's my favorite moment in the movie?
Or was it all favorite?
It's difficult for me because when I watch my movie, I like my movie, I love my movie, I hate my movie. So it's very tricky for me. But for me, it's difficult because you think about the difficulties during the shooting, how this scene was very difficult, and maybe the end of the movie when he jumps on a hole and he reach her and he found her, and I like this moment because everything is done. Okay, he accepts to follow her. For me, it's the most important moment in the movie. Maybe I should all this movie for this end.
Thank you very much. Let's hear it.